Maple, it's Monday the 27th of April 2020 and this is your literacy and guided reading lesson for today. I've chosen a new book for us and it's one of the books that we've been enjoying on Twinkle, one of the ebooks that we really enjoyed last term. So I've chosen the next one, and this one is called The Dual World of Anders Arnfield. Okay, and it's going to be one that you'll be able to read on your laptop or your iPad screen, and then we're going to answer some questions throughout it, and we're going to focus on this for 2 or 3 weeks. So we'll be focusing on this book and doing a range of work on it. So today's is our first lesson on this book, and therefore we're going to be using our inference skills. So we're going to be looking at the front cover that you can see here, and you'll all have a copy of this. And there's just 3 questions and a challenge that I would like you to answer in your purple books. So the first thing you need to do in your purple books is write today's date, Monday the 27th of April 2020, and underline it, just like we would at school. Okay, and then the title of your work today is, it can be either 2 things actually. It can either be The Dual World of Anders Arnfield, and you can underline that, or it can just be inference skills. It's entirely up to you. Now you can see from here, our first question says, what do you think this book will be about? Okay, so just from looking at this picture here, I want you to write me a response to answer this question about what you think this book is going to be about, and most importantly, why. So first thing I want you to remember is PQA. So put the question in the answer. Okay, so your sentence needs to start something along the lines of, I think the world of Dual Anders Arnfield is going to be about, and then you tell me what it's going to be about. I think this because, okay, so you must tell me why you think it's going to be, what it is that you think it's going to be about. Okay, so PQA, put the question in the answer, and evidence. Okay, you have to tell me why. Question number 2 says, why do you think this? Okay, so this whole question, the answer to this whole question needs to be about why you think that. Okay, so everything you can see on the picture, look at the detail. Okay, think about the title, perhaps think about the font. Okay, there's a word there, the dual world of Anders Arnfield, or Anders Arnfield. You may want to look up the word dual. Okay, what does it mean? And that may give you a clue as to what you think this book is going to be about. Your third question says, describe the boy, the dog, and the setting using expanded noun phrases. So I want you to describe the boy, the dog, and the setting using expanded noun phrases. And remember that expanded noun phrases are adjective, adjective, noun. Okay, I've got some examples on a support sheet that I'll go through with you in a minute. So I want you to describe all 3 of those things. So it'll probably end up being a short paragraph about using your okay. There's also a challenge. Okay, and it says here, create a paragraph using your sentences in question 2 using cohesion. Okay, it says see next slide. Oh, I should put a full stop at the end. There should be something to do it now. So your answer to question 2 about why you think this book is about what you have said, I would like you to create a paragraph giving details about what you think the book is about and why. Okay, so you've answered both of those questions using sentences, and what I'd like you to do as a challenge is to create just a small paragraph using cohesion. Now, what is cohesion? Okay, I'll give you a quick reminder here for you. They are devices or adverbials and words that link your sentences and paragraphs together. They mean that when your sentences and paragraphs, they join, they are cohesive, they make sense. Okay, so for example, you might say, today is a lovely sunny day. The weather is shining. I'm about to go outside and play in the garden. Okay, so what you've done there is you've created a nice long sentence that is all about nice weather and playing in the garden. Okay, and I've used cohesive devices there. Okay, I've used and, therefore. Okay, and that just creates that nice cohesive sentence. The cohesive devices I would like you to use are generally around time and place. Okay, so time cohesive adverbials are words such as until then, in the meantime, after that. And you might also want to add things like later on or beforehand. And the cohesive adverbials for regarding place would be something like in the distance, across the road, over the water, at the back of the field, okay, for example, and just using those to create some really lovely long sentences about the front cover of the book. Okay, I've also going to show you on the screen here, show you a sheet that I've done for you. Okay, just giving you a few hints and tips about when you're answering these questions. One thing I haven't added to this sheet actually, which I'm going to put on while you can see now, is PQA, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. Okay, to remind you to put the question in the answer. So here's a little support sheet for you. I've given some examples of some expanded noun phrases. Okay, just in case you get a bit stuck. And I've added some more questions here, things for you to look at when you're looking at the picture, the front of the book, and trying to predict what you think that this story is going to be about. I'd like to do some really lovely neat work for me. I want to see full stops and capital letters are just should need to be happening regardless. I shouldn't even need to mention that. I want to see commas after your fronted adverbials. So, for example, if you're writing a fronted adverbial based on time, for example, in the morning, comma. If it's about place, you might say across the lake, comma, stood a tall grey castle. Please don't forget your commas. Okay, and all the other punctuation that we have learned this year. For example, parenthesis, where you're adding further information. And this sort of work, when you're looking at a picture like this, okay, and you're describing it, is perfect for adding parenthesis and really giving that extra detail to your sentences. Okay, and that is it for today. Now, I would like to spend a good 30 minutes on this piece of work. We're only looking at this front cover today of the book. Okay, you're not going to be reading any of the book. That's actually coming up tomorrow. And if you have any questions, please send us a quick email to the Nathan address and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. Okay, thanks for listening. Good luck.